Hi guys, Ms. Powell here, and today we are still on Pythagorean theorem, but we are working on rectangles and squares when the shapes are given to you, how to solve for what's missing. So always know that the side lengths of the shape, whether if it's a rectangle or a square, is considered the legs. So if you're looking at this, the outside, what actually makes the shape, that is considered your legs. Okay. The diagonal from one corner to of the shape to the other corner is considered the hypotenuse. So when you go from one corner to the other corner, this line right here is considered your diagonal. This is your diagonal. Okay. So most times with pictures or images, you're going to be solving for your C because the side lengths are already going to be given to you. So the steps is to label the parts of the shape, write the equation, plug in the information provided, solve the exponents, add or subtract, square root both sides, and then your answer equals the length of the missing side. So let's go through these really quick. First off, we have I'm going to do two rectangles and then you'll do one, and then I'll do two squares and you'll be responsible for the other two squares. So if we create a shape of the rectangle, everything that's touching pink is considered our side lengths. So since this one is the smallest, I'm going to label that A. And this is the biggest, so I'm going to label that B, which means the only thing that we can possibly be missing is our C. That's what we will be solving for. So we have labeled the parts of the shape. Next, we are going to write the equation, which is A squared plus B squared equals C squared. We're going to plug in the information provided. So we know our A is 9 squared plus our B is 12 squared equals C squared because we don't know that. We're going to solve the exponent. 9 squared or 9 times 9 is 81. 12 squared or 12 times 12 is 144 equals C squared. Next, we're going to add those together. 81 plus 144 is 225 equals C squared. And then from there, the square root of 225 is 15. So 15 equals C. Okay, that would be our answer. Now I'm going to show you a different way um, that's a little quicker and will be beneficial to you. So the first couple of steps is the same. We are going to identify the sides of the shape. Everything reaching that is our legs, so our A and B. And the one thing that we do not know is our diagonal. So with that, we are solving for C because that is what we do not know at this point. I'm going to first write my equation. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Since I know my two legs, I know that I am adding them up and I'm taking the square root of it. So I'm going to take the square root of A squared, which is 5 squared, plus B squared, which is 9 squared, and that's going to give me my answer. So I don't know if the calculator do it all for you at one time. If you're on campus and you have the actual calculator that we use in class, you definitely can put this all in at one time. Other than that, I'm going to do 5 squared. Let me clear that out. 5 squared plus 9 squared equals, yep, I lied. Oh yeah, no, that's right. And then take the square root of that, which is 10.29. So this equals 10.3. So your C is 10.3. Okay. So if you're solving for the letter C, you literally can just put the square root, and then put your a squared plus b squared, and it'll give you your answer. Okay, so now let me show you how to do this one. If it is 64 feet squared, meaning it's the area of the rectangle, the first thing you need to do is find the side lengths of it. So the 64 feet squared, squared means it's the area of the square, sorry, the area of the square. So you need to find the side lengths. And remember, for squares, all four sides are the same. So when you do 64 squared, you get 8. So what this means is each one of these sides are 8. Okay, because remember, to find the area, you do side times sides. 8 times 8 is 64. So that's how we got that. If we have this, the only thing we can be solving for, if it's a square, is your diagonal, because you know your two side lengths. So we don't know what our diagonal is. So I am going to do the square root of 8 squared plus 8 squared and see what I get. So 8 squared, I'm sorry, I did square root. 8 squared plus 8 squared plus 8 squared. So 64 plus 64 is 128, and then take the square root of that, and I got 11.3. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing here. Take the square root of 49 to first find out what your side lengths are, and then do the square root of side length plus side length. So now down here, if one side length of the square is 95, then guess what? Every other side length of the square is going to be 95 as well, because it's a square, all equal sides, which means we're solving for our diagonal. So we're going to do the square root of 95 squared plus 95 squared and see what we get. So let's clear this out. I'm going to do 95 squared plus 95 squared equals, and then take the square root of that, and I got 134.4, because that 5 takes that 3 up to 4. Okay, so I want you to do the same thing that we just did here on this one. Good luck and have a good day.